Hello YouTube, this is Travis Dunn with MDL, and this is my vlog for January 21st, 2017. It's the end, almost the end of the first month of 2017. It is obviously a very new year. Yesterday was the inauguration of Donald Trump. Like him, hate him, or otherwise, he is the president. And it will yet to be seen whether or not his concept of America is the right concept. And right now, I'll kind of leave it at that. But I will say that I'm concerned for the country, but I've been concerned for the country and the direction we've been going. And I agree with some of Donald Trump's ideas, and I disagree with a lot of his ideas. Or I disagree his thought, or at least the way he says he wants things to happen. So obviously that's something that, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And, it's all up in the air at this point. So finally got my VR glasses or goggles. So this is the Samsung Gear VR. And for those who've maybe never seen it, here's what I will say about it. It's cool for what it is, but I'm disappointed with the resolution of the system. And obviously that kind of comes down to the phone screen resolution. But when you have it on, I describe it as the like CRT look. There's you can see the little dots, and it's really weird because that phone has a great screen. I have the Galaxy S7, and it's like I said, it's a really great screen. And why it looks kind of this way on the, and I realize that, it's got basically big bug eye, lenses that are trying to magnify and encapsulate your eyes. But it just really doesn't, like I said, for some reason the quality's not there. It does kind of give me a headache, if I wear it for very long. But it's an experience. So still experiment with that. I've had it for barely a week. I've barely got to touch it. Work, needless to say, has been absolutely hell last 2 weeks. We've got this new customer. They're nagging me nonstop, and that's about as much as I'll get into it from a work standpoint. I'll just say it's been very, very difficult for me to deal with the last 2 weeks. I picked up a saddle bag, or a Sissybar bag. Sissybar bag is what you would call it. It attaches to the back of a Sissybar. Pretty common for a lot of people who travel on a motorcycle, and I certainly, that's something I want to try to do this year. But it was a price I couldn't pass up. I really shouldn't have spent the money, but it was such a great price I couldn't say no. And so I picked it up. It was like less than $70 shipped, and I got it and a bottle of leather conditioner for less than $70. So like I said, couldn't pass it up. It's a decent sized bag. What's kind of cool is it's got a zipper expander, so you can unzip part of it and expand it about this much. So like a third-ish of the bag size. You can expand more if you need it for carrying your stuff on a trip. It's supposed to be leather. I'm not really determined if it's like real leather, or it feels like real leather, but again, I barely got it. I've only had it for barely a week, and I haven't really got to check it out. So we'll see how that works. I'll be honest, last 2 weeks, I really felt like crap, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm craving all kinds of weird stuff. It's like I'm wanting to eat all the time, and I don't know if it's stress or just what, but my sleep schedule's been all off, and it's really, really, I'm not saying it's odd for me, but it's just kind of odd the way it's all kind of panning out. So, like I said, haven't been sleeping that well, haven't been feeling that great. this last week I've kind of forced myself to go to the gym, and it's something I really should have been doing for months now. But I was like, screw it. If I'm going to feel like crap, I might as well go to the gym, try to maybe work this out and try to feel a little better. So I went twice already this week. I went yesterday morning. I went about 2 days before that. I'm going to try to go this morning. In fact, I'm going to take my wife with me. And I like going to the gym. I like working out. You know, I don't, it's not like I have a group or anything that I go with or anybody I know. I just like going. It helps me work out some tension, work out some frustration, if you will. But I feel the need that I need to really work on myself this year. And, you know, especially since I want to do that, you know, do some big motorcycle rides. I want to be in shape for that. I don't want to feel exhausted and burnt out and just, you know, hurting. And I'm kind of tired of feeling that way. And I haven't been able to really lose the weight I want. And losing weight is always hard. There's just no doubt in my mind. I'm hoping that, like right now, I'm not like trying to do any diet. I'm just trying to add more exercise. And eventually I'll start kind of trying to balance my diet out a little bit. Right now, like I said, I'm having horrible cravings. I'm just trying to start a routine, trying to get myself into doing it all the time. Where normally I go, I don't have enough time to do it, like after I get off work to take the kids to school because I got to try to get some sleep. I'm like, well, screw it. I'm not going to get a lot of sleep. I'm going to go work out and try to, you know, make myself feel better. It has been helping my sleeping a little bit. Obviously, you know, working out, it kind of tires you out. And some people say that working out and then going to sleep is not a good thing, but it's kind of helping me right now. So I'm working with it. So, Sunday, I think, I'm going to try to go to a motorcycle swap meet in Springfield, Ohio. Might take some pictures and video. Keep an eye on my social media. I'm sure I'll have something posted there. But I think me and the wife are going to go and try to go. And, cause the thing is, like, I want to pick up a Sissybar for the bike. I got a couple of biker friends that are also helping me trying to hunt down some parts. But I also want to try to help my stepdad out on a few parts on his bike. So I'm looking for stuff for him too. But I'd like to do, if I could find a relocation kit for the front or the rear tail lights, I'd like to relocate those. I like the windshield for the most part. I like the windshield that I have on my bike, but if I could find a true like clamp on Harley Davidson, you know, Memphis shade, you know, one that looks like the factory Harley one, I would certainly go for that, and that would be great. I'm kind of jealous of the seat my stepdad has, and I really, sorry if that made a big noise. I really want to try to find one, or I actually want to at least borrow the one he has to see if that's the seat I want. But yeah, he's got his hands on what's called a sundowner seat, which is a pretty common, I won't say common, but it's pretty popular factory add-on seat for Sportsters and Dynas. But yeah, like I said, my stepdad got one to give to him, and I'm kind of jealous because I kind of want it. I'm kind of hoping he decides, yeah, I don't kind of like it. Because like right now, I've got his seat from his bike. He kind of temporarily swapped me, and I like the cushion. It's got great cushion. It's got great padding. It's just, it puts me in a little bit of the wrong position. It sets me up a little too far, and I think that sundowner seat will put me back just far enough, but having a kind of a butt pad to be comfortable, you know, on doing the long rides. The only thing that my other seat, Liam, I can't ever pronounce the name, but anyway, the seat, the aftermarket seat that came on the bike I have looks great. I love the look, but it's just not padded enough. It's not wide enough for me. I'm constantly having to pull myself up, because it's just not holding me. It's not keeping me in the right position, which really sucks when you're trying to handle the bike, especially if you're in turns and you're trying to lean and whatnot, and you're kind of moving around in that seat. So it's something I want to try to take care of. I'm also still looking for another set of saddlebags. I'd like I have a set on there that somebody gave to me, and trust me, I'm really appreciative. Those things were great last season, but it also they were bigger than I would normally have even considered. Now I'm like, I kind of like this size. So I'm kind of looking something, if it was just a hair bit smaller or a hair bit different shape, maybe a little longer versus wider, it just needs to be big enough that I can put I want to be able to put my helmet, the helmet that I have, in the saddlebag. That's my requirement. It's got to fit. As long as I can slide it in, I'm good. That's the size I need. Let's see what else is going on. Kids got their report cards yesterday, and so far they're doing okay. My son's bringing some of his grades up. My daughter's got a couple of grades that needs a little more work. She's got mostly A's and B's, but she's got one C that she's got to work on. And then, like I said, the son is really got to work on his getting his grades up as high as possible, because he really screwed the pooch the first 9 weeks. So it's one of the, and I understand from the kid's standpoint. I've been there. I know how boring school can be. I know how tiring it can be. It's so repetitive and monotonous. It drives me insane. So I also wanted to I kind of actually did a vlog, I think 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't happy with it, so I didn't post it. Now, this last week, I did a video with my friends Doc and James, and I'll leave a link in the description. It's on the SD Project channel. It's one of my, hopefully, kind of experimental shows. It's called the SD Project Gamer Podcast. We sat down and we talked about the new Nintendo Switch, which I'm both excited and concerned. I like the concept. We'll see how the execution in the software comes about. I think that's going to ultimately make or break whether or not the Nintendo Switch makes it. I don't necessarily like the fact they're touting somewhere between 2 and 6 hours of handheld playtime. I don't think that's enough. And with it being USB-C, I'm concerned that a standard power pack is not going to be able to power it and expand the playability of the system. But I'm definitely not going to pick it up, because that's the thing. They announced March 3rd. We knew it was coming in March. I was kind of expecting the end of March, so not really thinking that it was going to be that soon. And there's not a whole lot of games really coming out day one. Zelda is the big game. They're doing a Zelda launch. Obviously not coming with the system. You have to buy it separately. I'm going to wait until probably Christmas. That's when I'm going to make my decision whether or not I'll buy. 2 reasons for that. One reason is strictly financial. That time of the year, because right now you're not getting anything extra, you're not getting any games, blah, blah, blah. Holiday season, there's going to be some bundle, there's going to be some kit that you're going to be able to buy. They do it every time, with every system. Christmas time, there's going to be the Zelda bundle. There's going to be the Mario bundle. There's going to be some set for the same normal price or cheaper than when it launched. Always happens, there's no reason that they're going to change up the what they're doing now for that. So really, really, like I said, kind of excited to see what happens. I'm going to be watching reviews, going to be watching what game developers are really going to produce. And I will say, as far as the official announcement that Nintendo made, and I said this in the podcast I did with James and Doc, I was disappointed with the show that they put on. They made this big spectacle, blah, blah, blah. But what drove me crazy is they had these big developers come out and go, the Nintendo Switch is great to develop for. It's an easy development. We will be having games coming out for this platform. Didn't announce what games. It didn't announce a time frame. It didn't say, make sure to check back at E3 for our official announcements. Or, you know, maybe even give us like little teasers or little hint videos or something. Something. Not just, oh, this is, you know, this guy from Square Enix. We have great games coming for the, you know, for the Nintendo Switch. That was a waste of money and time. It's like, you're not going to come up, at least announce the name of the game you're working on. Maybe a like fall 2017. First quarter 2018, something. At least come up and, you know, and say that you're developing X game, you know, insert X, insert name. It really just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the time for you to come up and make that announcement. So, lots of things like I said, lots of things going on. Going to be kind of a busy weekend. This is my short week, and like I said, I'm hoping on Sunday. It's not set in stone that I'm going to go, but I'm really gonna try. I'm also trying to get my stepdad to get tickets for the Easy Rider Biker Show, not the rodeo that happens in Chillicothe, but the official bike show that they have at the convention center. I'll also be going to the Columbus International Auto Show. That's a given. I'm going to go. And we're talking about planning a Washington, D.C. trip. My son, who, you know, got in trouble at the beginning of the year, got suspended, unfortunately lost his opportunity to go with his class. And we were going to pay for it, and I kind of hated it because it was like $900, you know, plus he had, you know, he would need spending money. So you're talking $1,000 easy out of our pocket. And, you know, we were willing to do it, but I'll be honest, for really not much more than that, the whole family's going to go. So that I think is going to be the big family vacation. I think we're going to really shoot to go see Washington, D.C. We're going to, you know, try to, I want to go see the Smithsonian. I want to go see, you know, maybe even stop through Philadelphia and see Independence Hall. See the, you know, Washington Monument, do the touristy stuff. I want to try, and I don't know if it'll even be possible, but I want to try to get one of the tours for the White House. I think that would that's something I've always wanted to go to the White House. I've never been to the White House, but I know that getting tours into the White House is kind of difficult. They do very limited. You got to go through your representative to get tickets and you know, pre-pass yourself into it. So as soon as we nail down a date, then I'm gonna start hounding our representatives. Actually, I'm gonna kind of make my wife do it. I think if a woman calls the representative and say, "Hey, I'm a registered voter, you know, I'm taking my family to Washington, D.C. We'd like to go, you know, to do the tour of the White House," and you know, regardless of who the political person is in the White House at any given time, the White House is a very important historical building, one that I think should be shared with the world, and certainly you know, a bit of a childhood dreams for those who always, you know, wish to sit in the Oval Office and sit in the big chair. You know what I mean? It's kind of that always. It's like, where's the red button? Where's the red button? But no, just to sit I'd love to just to see the White House. That's kind of that, like I said, on my bucket list of things that I want to do. So we're gonna look at that. And like I said, I'm in the early stages of planning for a motorcycle road trip. Right now, I'm thinking Virginia Beach. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Could very well go anywhere, but Virginia Beach is less than 600 miles, so roughly about a 2-day ride. If we're doing about 300 miles a day, I think 300 miles is very doable. If not, you know, we could always add an extra day a trip or so, and then, you know, take it out of whatever time we spend in Virginia Beach. So like I said, something I'm working on. I'll talk about it more as things progress, but I'm building up to that. Whether that happens this year, whether I end up doing this next year, we'll see, but I'm trying for this year. We'll see what happens. That's, I think it, at least for the vlog for this week. I think everybody who tunes in and watches, like I said, these are going to be completely random. Just whenever I feel like sitting down and doing video, and I've been experimenting with more editing and audio. You're dealing with audio now, a lot more audio now, especially with that podcast I did last week. That was a big challenge, and then it actually would have went up almost a day and a half earlier than it did, but for some reason, Mozilla, for whatever, and I found out for some reason I got chosen for the beta program. So I'm using apparently I did know I was on a beta version of Mozilla, and unfortunately it keeps crashing. I literally spent a whole day trying to get the video to upload, and it kept crashing somewhere in the middle of the upload. So, all right, that's where I'm going to end the vlog today. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure to also check out my other channel, the SD Project. Leave a link in the description. I hope everybody has a great day, has a great week, and I will catch you later.